Man engine start. 2.
So, if you've been following space billionaire news, I'm sure you haven't missed Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson's face-off online over the last few weeks. For those of us that follow these companies, it's been pretty intense and extremely interesting. And now, thanks to Blue Origin's CEO, it's become a game of inches, so to speak. Hi, I'm TJ from I Need More Space. Thanks for watching. So before we get into this inches altitude conversation, I want to provide some more context to what's going on here. Bezos and Branson for a long time have been saying that they will fly on their spacecraft. If anything, just to tell their potential customers, hey, look, I'm flying on this. It's safe. You'll be safe. Come on. They want to be able to build confidence with their customers, and I don't blame them. Now, for everybody who's been following these companies, we've been expecting New Shepard and Spaceship Two to be flying crews like years ago, like 2, 3, 4 years ago. But just like everything in aerospace, things seem to shift to the right because, well, they find new technical and logistical hurdles that just slow things down. And you got to do it safe. You got to do it right. And safety has got to be the number one thing. Now, fast forward to 2021, and Jeff Bezos has announced that he'll be flying on the inaugural crewed launch of New Shepard along with his brother Mark and 2 other passengers. So if you know anything about these space billionaires, they do not enjoy being one up, and they also don't mind the occasional ribbing.
Are you trying to beat Jeff Bezos into space?
Jeff who?
Jeff who?
So Branson responded with, "Many congratulations to Jeff Bezos and his brother Mark on the announcing of spaceflight plans. Jeff started building Blue Origin in 2000. We started building Virgin Galactic in 2004, and now both are opening up access to space. How extraordinary." This is basically like Silicon Valley speak, saying that you started before us, but we're launching at the same time, so you guys are slow. So soon after Branson's tweet, spaceflight insiders started hearing some rumbles within Virgin Galactic that Branson was seeing if he could shift things in the schedule to have him fly on the next flight of Spaceship Two, which would happen just mere weeks prior to Bezos's flight. Go fever seems to be real even in parabolic spaceflight. So behind the scenes, while Branson's trying to see if he can shift his flight, Bezos threw a really big curveball towards Branson. In the morning of July 1st, Bezos announced that he'll be sending up Wally Funk, one of the original members of Mercury 13, which, pause, if you don't know who they are, my friend Amy, she wrote this book, Fighting for Space. You should read it. It covers Wally and how awesome she is. Anyways, takes 15 minutes right now. Go learn who Wally is so you have all this context. Bezos announces that he's going to send Wally up with him on this inaugural launch. Some bigger context, Wally has been one of the OG customers for Virgin Galactic for nearly the last 20 years. She's one of those people who a long time ago paid 200 grand for a ticket on a Virgin Galactic flight. She's done photo shoots with Branson, with the rocket. In the media, she has grown impatient. She wants to fly. She paid for this ticket. And Bezos, being the spaceflight historian he is, knew the significance of Wally and probably also knew that she was a Branson customer. So this announcement goes up, and I'm sure, I don't know if it rushed Branson's announcement, but it certainly didn't slow things down. So later that day, Branson announced that he'll be flying to space with 3 other mission specialists and his 2 other pilots on Spaceship Two. And he'll be doing it on July 11th, 9 days before Jeff Bezos. He will beat Jeff Bezos to space. And this is where the game of inches comes in. The CEO of Blue Origin, Bob Smith, said the following: "We wish him a great and safe flight, but they're not flying above the Kármán line, and it's a very different experience." This is more Silicon Valley speak for your spaceship doesn't go to space. So for some context here, Virgin Galactic Spaceship Two, so far its peak recorded altitude is roughly 90 kilometers, whereas Blue Origin's New Shepard's peak recorded altitude so far is roughly 120 kilometers. So you have a 30-kilometer gap here. Bezos has even gone on record in 2019 saying that we've always had as our mission that we want to fly above the Kármán line because we don't want there to be any asterisk next to your name, whether you're an astronaut or not. So this has obviously been on Bezos's mind for several years. And really, over the years, Blue Origin has poked this bear from Virgin Galactic, saying that you don't cross the Kármán line, you don't go to space. And to be honest, that's not really completely true. The Kármán line is named after physicist Theodor von Kármán, who in 1956 established, yes, I'm reading my screen, this is complicated, who established a method for determining when an object crosses over into space. His argument was that the space boundary should be defined where forces due to orbital dynamics exceed aerodynamic forces. In layman's terms, it's basically when the atmosphere gets so thin that the control surfaces, like on the wing of your spacecraft or on the wing of your aircraft, no longer influence direction of your craft. So that's where you need, like some other kind of way of maneuvering your craft, like thrusters or reaction wheels. So when you've crossed into that boundary, now your velocity and direction is really what's dictating your direction, not aerodynamic forces. And what's really interesting is when Kármán was trying to figure this out and do the math, in 1956, he found that roughly 84 kilometers is actually what he would consider to be the boundary of space. But a few years later, in 1960, when the World Air Sports Federation set this 100-kilometer boundary, it's just likely because it was like an easy number to remember, and it was just something that folks could recognize as this nice round big number, 100 kilometers, and they set that as their Kármán line. And ever since, that's been kind of like the international boundary for space, unless you're the United States, where we always considered 80 kilometers. But since 1960, there's been a lot of debate whether this 100-kilometer mark really made any sense. And thanks for the great work from people like astronomer Jonathan McDowell, the argument has gotten more momentum in recent years. As soon as in 2018, the World Air Sports Federation did put out a statement saying that there was a compelling scientific case for reduction in this altitude from 100 to 80 kilometers. But they haven't changed their position, so possibly this debate may force them to reconsider this position, but I don't know. So the 100-kilometer mark in the end is really just there because it's there. Anyways, that's really the gist of the drama. I really do wish the best of luck to both crews. It's going to be an amazing experience. This is groundbreaking for everybody in aerospace. Space tourism is going to be a thing this year. It's a big deal. I do want to personally thank my patrons and folks on my Discord who have really been patient with me the last few months. I haven't made much content at all, and I'm really trying to get back in the saddle here. So if you like this video and you want to learn more about space and the people behind spaceflight, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. And let's get to 6 figures this year, guys. We're very close to 100,000. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll see you next time.